shadows of church history, behind the incense and icons, lie stories few dare to tell. Forgotten saints and forbidden relics, and truths hidden in plain sight. This is VEILED. In 1641, a group of Orthodox monks in northern Russia opened the tomb of a saint who had died over a century earlier. What they found wasn't expected. His body hadn't decayed, his skin was soft, his joints were flexible, and his face looked as if he died only days ago. This man's name was Saint Alexander of Sphere. And over 400 years later, his body still hasn't rotted. Saint Alexander was born in 1448 in the region now known as Leningrad Oblast. He left home at 19 to become a monk and later founded 2 monasteries in the forest near Lake Ladoga. According to the written lives of the saint, he lived a life of extreme asceticism, praying in solitude, fasting constantly, and even being granted a vision of the Holy Trinity during his lifetime. He died in the year 1533. His relics were buried on the grounds of the monastery he helped build over a century past. In 1641, his tomb was reopened as a part of a local investigation. Those present expected bones, or perhaps some cloth fragments. Instead, they found an incorrupt body, fully preserved. His skin was smooth, his beard intact, his limbs moved like a man asleep. The Orthodox Church declared the finding a miracle and affirmed his canonization. In 1918, everything changed. The Russian Revolution had begun. Communism had taken power, and anything connected to the faith was labeled dangerous. Soviet officials seized the relics of St. Alexander. They declared the incorrupt body to be a fraud, a tool of religious superstition. To prove it, they ordered the body transported to the Military Medical Academy in Petrograd. Scientists were tasked with exposing the mummy. Some expected to find wax, embalming fluids, or preservatives. But after examination, multiple doctors submitted reports that contradicted expectations. The body was real. The preservation was unexplainable. There were no signs of embalming, no chemicals, no wax. One report even stated, "We do not know how this body has avoided decomposition. There is no scientific explanation." Embarrassed by the findings, the Soviet government took quiet action. The relics were removed from the public and disappeared into the museum system. For years, no one knew where they had gone. During the Stalin era, the monastery was shut down, icons were stripped, churches were turned into storage buildings. But the monks remembered. In the early 1990s, after the collapse of the Soviet Union, Orthodox investigators found the relics hidden in the archives of a regional museum, still intact and still incorrupt. In 1998, the relics of St. Alexander of Sphere were returned to the monastery, and thousands have come to venerate the body that refused to rot. In Orthodoxy, incorrupt relics are not a proof of sainthood, but they are often signs of it. The church doesn't make bold claims about science or miracles. It simply preserves what it receives. For 400 years, one man's body has defied decay. Through empire, revolution, and atheism, it remains. Silent, unchanging, and still whole. The saints rot like the rest of us, but sometimes God may make an exception. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this episode of VEILED, make sure to let me know what you think in the comments. Leave a like, a share, and subscribe. Make sure you hit the notifications bell so you don't miss any future episodes.